All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. So we are excited to have all of you with us today. We have a record number of people that have registered for this webcast. So we're sure that some people looks like are still logging in, but we are recording. So we're going to go ahead and get rocking on this thing. So today's session is how to use LinkedIn to get new clients. And we call this the Business Advisor Edition because we know as business advisors, all of us value our time. And so this is one of those things where those of you that have been around us know that we show you very efficient ways within social media to actually generate new clients in the least amount of time possible. But then there's also the qualification and conversion process. So that's why we're excited today. We're going to show you some techniques, not just on really getting to those new clients, but also in time-saving ways. How do we know they're the right clients? Now, we know our demographics, so let's walk through some of that. So all good stuff. And we do have some people chatting with us and saying hi, so just want to say hi to those folks that are communicating with us early. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dean Delisle. I'm founder and CEO of Forward Progress and the creator of Social Jack, a platform for increasing your influence. You've heard micro influencer, B2B influencer, and most of us are in a revenue generating role, and we have to be amazing influencers online to do that. So that has to do with a little bit of social selling. So we're gonna teach you some of that. We're gonna show you some new features in LinkedIn, and we're gonna show you how to actually score those leads and really take your whole revenue generating role to that next level. So we want a quick thank you to our sponsors, the TiVo Score Value Business System. We're going to get into that and what that is. It's really an amazing way to score your clients and your leads and understand what business they want. And InfoVera is with us today as well. So thanks to both of our sponsors on this, and we'll hear from them a little bit later today. In the go-to webinar, you are in the actual platform. Some of you are dialed in and listening on the phone, so you're not seeing our screens, but we appreciate you being with us. Also know that you can join us through the mobile app. So really, really cool. So if you want to ever download that app, you just click on the invitation in your email, and you can always be with us on your devices. If you do have technical difficulties, you can switch between the mic and speakers or computer audio. You click on phone call, and it'll give you a number and a code so that you can dial into the webcast. Now, those of you that have been with us before, you are you know that we pay off for engagement. So we have a fun time with this. We'll give out some Starbucks cards at the end for the people that engage with us the most, because the secret to successful social selling and creating results on social media is really engagement. So we always say engagement is for closers. So and coffee is for engagement. So it sort of gets you to the coffee is for closers. So just real quick to test that, you can find the questions area and you can ask specific questions. And this is where we're going to find out about what type of leads you want and help get you to the leads that you actually deserve. What area of the country are you checking in from today? You can give a city and state. Just type that into the questions area. Let's just get a quick bead for where people are at. So we do have Chicago, Dallas. We have San Diego, Indianapolis. We have Austin, Dallas, Houston, St. Paul, Sacramento, DC, Philadelphia, Chicago, Dallas, San Diego. So welcome, people from all over. So and we have people still logging in, so there we go. So we are truly national today. Oh, and Florida checking in today. Thanks, Joe. Okay, so we'll keep going. Adam, welcome. Haven't talked in a while. We have to catch up. So social selling, many of us know the secret to generating referrals, and high quality referrals is when we have a powerful network and we're in good relationship with our network. And social selling is really what they've done is taken the practice of developing relationships. So Adam, who's on with us that I know, he teaches people sort of the relationship side of selling. But then there's this fact where we have new technology, which is changing every day, like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, even Pinterest, and other social media platforms. And social selling just simply means developing those relationships and leveraging technology to make it easier, to make it more efficient for us to do it, but not for us to get loose with it where it doesn't matter, so we really want to make sure we understand that. So real quick, I just want to get a sense for who we have on the phone with us today. So in terms of social networks and where do you stand? So if you could pick one social media platform, what would that social media platform be? Would it be Facebook? Would it be LinkedIn? Most of you, saw the LinkedIn conversation going on here, so that may have attracted you, or maybe it's Twitter. Just type that in real quick and just let us know what your favorite is. So we have a lot of Facebook folks typing in here. We have LinkedIn, yeah, and somebody said not Facebook, so I appreciate that, Luke. Instagram, there you go. So we have some Instagram fans out there, so good. And Art says LinkedIn only, so that's good. He's taken a position on that, and Facebook. So it's interesting because every time we ask this question, people will shift, and social selling isn't about just LinkedIn, but it's also making the shift to understand that you can apply what we're going to talk about today in different networks, in different social networks. So that's the beauty of this. So let's get rocking on some of this stuff. So really, social media has sort of this multifaceted. When we first started, we were in the reputation management business. And one of the first things we did is we built out multiple social network sites, and we still do this when we're creating influencers or micro influencers in B2B. We're making sure that their profiles are consistent, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But in here, this is a level of protection of your reputation too, because if somebody were to say something negative, and people do, it's the internet, it's just how it works, we want to make sure that you have the best visibility and the best credibility by having the very best social media. We're also coming out of Merrill Lynch and CPA firm myself. I'm very sensitive to being compliant friendly. Some of you need to be compliant friendly, but I am most interested in referrals and new business and not having to work so hard. So I don't know about the rest of you, but I was talking with Gerald earlier about the fact that I grew up sort of in call centers and making dials and tons of dials. Does anybody remember? I don't know, maybe you still do that, but it was like 200 dials a day. I was like, man, and back then the phones weren't as advanced, so you were literally manually dialing. Does anybody relate to that in terms of the pain of manually dialing the phone? So that's why I like social selling, and you can hear my passion about this. So we want you to think too that with social media, that it is actually an event. So LinkedIn is nothing more than a networking event. Michael says he still dials for dollars today, and I think we all do in a sense, Michael, but we're looking to bridge that. So maybe you have a higher conversion or a higher pickup rate, whatever you're looking for in those dials. Now, and I think we all still dial because we need that conversation. So we're not eliminating dials, we're really making it more efficient. And then, Joe says he started with a goal of 60 per day. So that's actually a good, nice goal. So in this, think about LinkedIn. So who's my networkers out there? People that actually go to networking events or go to conferences or maybe even chamber events, and you know how to work a room. You are just the master at working a room. Well, LinkedIn, Facebook, and all these are no different. No, how's it going? Good to see you on here. You're going to love this, what we're about to talk about. This is right up your alley. So when you go into those events, you know how to master the room and generate business out of that room. Well, that's how we want you to view LinkedIn when you log in today. So when you go into the app or you go into the platform, you're going to an event. So things like that. And James, just like the Chamber of Commerce and Business conferences. Same principle. Okay, now we have all this evidence, and we're going to give you access to the slides and everything. We have some cool downloads for you today too that we'll talk about here in a minute. But the IDC statistics and the people that have evidence in this space, one thing we know is that we want to target decision makers, people that go, in the business that make decision. I was just on a call with a law firm client of ours this morning, and they were like, we don't count appointments until we're with the decision maker. Does everybody relate to that? So as we look at statistics, one of the most interesting things for me is that in the final stage rank, the decision makers actually care about somebody's professional network. They care about who they're connected to. How did they get to us? Who do they know? And so that is one of the most powerful things. But before you spend all that time getting to the decision maker, you want to make sure you have the right business that you're going after in the first place. So that's why I'm excited, to talk about what I am later on today. So, we want to make sure we have that balance of being able to hunt and being able to get, but being able to qualify is sort of that magic formula that we've worked on most of our careers, at least, if you've been in sales like myself. So real quick, the power of social media is no different than when we used to network at events, and all of a sudden, I would meet Sue, like the example on the screen here, and then she would have a network, and then as she would introduce me to Mark has a network too, and then Pat has a network. So that's why you'll notice on LinkedIn, you get these numbers. You get a 1 for a direct connection, a 2 for a second level connection, a 3 for a third level connection, which gives you the power of your social reach. And we're going to talk about targeting here in a minute and how LinkedIn has released some new features to make that easier for you. So we want no more one-to-one selling, because when you make a dial, you make an appointment, you meet somebody, you hold a business card, you send an email, that's one-to-one, and you have to work so hard to get into that network. But the minute I connect to you on LinkedIn, look at the numbers here. So how many connections do you guys have on LinkedIn? Just give me like 500 plus or 1,000 plus, or just round numbers. Just what kind of connections do you have? So we have 7,500. No, I taught you well. That's right, you did take our training. But we want to make sure that in that number, it's targeted or it's connected to your target. So as you do this with just 300, let's just say, Ed, out of the 1,000 that you have, 387, just for numbers on the screen here, are your ideal contact. We're going to talk about that ideal contact. You are literally by just 2 degrees connected to 6.4 million professionals. So think about the targeted reach that you have, not the massive reach, because sometimes that's more of a marketing play. But I'm talking about relationship building, converting, getting referral network. If you have 200 of whatever type of business owner that you're looking to convert, you're at that next level. You're really at that next level, and that's what you want to drive for. So you don't have to weed through so many folks. It's like going to an event. Is it easier to work at a targeted event with 100 people or an event with 10,000 people? So think of it that way as well, if you can. So that's part of the fun of this. So real quick, I just want to get a sense for who we have in the room too. So what area of business describes you best? I'm going to put a poll up on the screen here. It's a little blue box that pops up, and just so that I can get a sense and maybe use some examples here, we will just want to get that sort of sense for who's in the room with us. We have law firms in with us, accounting firms, financial wealth management, business consulting. Okay, good. So, and if you ever lose our screen, there's a little flower or daisy either on the Mac or on the start status bar. You can just click on that. Good. So, and we've worked with all of you. This has been my mission, is to help all of you find that business owner. So that's why I get so excited about this. So now, what we want to prevent is with social media. I also own a disruptive marketing company. It is my job to disrupt you when you're in social media and get you to click on ads that my clients want us to use to generate leads. That's disruption. But we want you to stay focused. And so I'm going to give you a couple of hot tips that when you log in, how you look at LinkedIn, and then what features do you use to stay focused. Okay, so everybody ready for this? This is some good stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this, and let's go. So first thing, what are your goals? So are you looking for appointments? And a lot of people, you were typing in appointment goals and dial goals and conversion goals, but maybe there's a secondary thing here. Maybe at the same time, you want to be the thought leader, the go-to wealth manager that everybody in your network knows. Like when you walk into the event at the chamber, they know that you're the accounting person, the person that they need to talk to help them with their taxes, or you're the person that's going to help them grow their business. you want to be known as that thought leader. And that's what's nice about this is you're generating new business and increasing referrals. You're increasing that thought leadership. Okay, so if some of you are inside a company and you're looking to get promoted, executive presence or career advancement is a huge benefit for what we're about to talk about. And then humanizing your brand. Some of you are in charge of you're at a senior management level and you want to elevate the brand. So we're working with banks galore these days, which were a little late to the game, but now they're in. And now we have presidents and all kinds of folks in the banks looking to understand how they can humanize that brand, okay? So first of all, let's identify the target so we can use some of these examples. So real quick, I'm gonna ask a couple quick polling questions, maybe about 30 seconds each here we'll give you to answer, and I just wanna get a sense. So what is the annual revenue that best fits your target? I'm going to launch this. So I have under 2 million in annual sales. I have 2 to 5 million in annual sales, and you can click multiple on here. Some of you do 2 to 5, 5 to 10. Some of you do 10 plus. Or 5 to 10 plus. So we just want to get a sense. You guys are really good today. It's going to be hard to pick who gets the Starbucks gift cards here because this is probably one of the most highest engaged groups I've had in a while. Good. So now you know the number. You know your number, right, in terms of what type of business that you want. Okay, so that's super cool. Michael says we all get one. I'm not sure we can do that, Michael. We have an unusually large audience today, but we'll see. We'll get you all rewarded somehow. We're definitely going to get you some leads and some cool stuff. So, but it's good to ask. Always good to ask, right? Sales and closing. Okay, so in that, and then one more quick question is, how many employees does your ideal target have? Less than 5, 5 to 20, or 20 plus? And I know we can get into bigger numbers here, but I think most of you look like you're in the 5 to 20 plus range on this. Yep, looks like it. Okay, good. So in this, and I said I'm leaving these up for just about 20 or 30 seconds here, just so we can get a sense. Okay, so you know that, but if I were going to ask you, and you can say unlimited, Shirley, but it's better if we can sort of hone that in. And the reason we want you to understand that target is because one of the coolest things on LinkedIn, and I'm gonna flash to a LinkedIn screen here, is that when I see Jill Rowley, I can actually quickly get to who she is. She's a first level connection. She's in my news feed. I can look at she's at Marketo, and then I can easily jump from her to her company and get some data pretty quickly, a lot quicker than if I bump into it or networking event. I'm like, wait, what does she do? Who does she know? Oh, we have 169 shared connections. You know, I can get a lot of data, right? So one of the biggest things is making sure that before you log in, you actually get that target. So that's how we want you to be, is to make sure that you know exactly when you log in, you're like target shooting. You're not like trying to grab as many people as possible. It's almost like you know the event organizer and you can walk right up to that person. Now, if I were going to ask you, and I'll have you type this in, what type of ideal business, if you were to pick one and we go into my network and I'm going to grab you a referral, and you were to say, Dean, I want to have what type of company? So are you looking for manufacturing, retail? What's the ideal client for you that you want to convert? And we'll do some of these searches. So we have light manufacturing, we have real estate, asset-based companies, we have manufacturing and retail. So this is good. You guys are getting the game here. So health and wellness, REITs, asset management, and that's what's cool about LinkedIn. I'm going to show you a search feature. I could go into my partner's network, Jill's network, and I can look at her network and I can pull out an architect, I can pull out a third party, I can pull out food and beverage, I can pull out a technology company. So I can pull out a certain amount of information, even on the free version of LinkedIn. Now we're going to give you, part of our system is 20 minutes a day. So just look at the numbers here. So if you were just targeted and focused and you do a couple of things that we show you, and I'll send you this spreadsheet. It's a spreadsheet you can manage, but just 3 days a week for 20 minutes a day. and your average deal size is 3,500, so you just want to fill out what's in the yellow here, and your close ratio for appointments is 20%, you literally can add to your deal flow an extra 600,000 a year. Now that depends on your closing, okay? But just stay with me here in terms of 20 minutes a day focused is really just jumping in. So you can't search by NAICS codes or NAICS codes or SIC codes, but you can by industry. But I'm going to show you the scoring system by which you can score by NAICS code, which is even better. Okay, so let's jump into some LinkedIn stuff. So your profile is your brand. So what you're going to notice is there's new profiles. So be on the lookout. If you don't have this new profile in the bottom right, Jackson's profile has a picture on the left. You have a picture in the middle, most of you right now, just like myself and Joe Strazzeri here. So a lot of profile photos and cover photos were made with the picture in mind to be in the middle, or yeah, in the middle, and now it's going to shift to the left. So watch out for that. Yes, Laura, good to see you on. Oh my gosh, just talked to you a little while ago. So good to have you on with us. So yes, we're going to get you the ROI calculator for sure, and we're going to get you guys the profile cheat sheet, if you will, which is pretty cool. So in this, you want to make sure that what you understand is that in your profile, you want to have a great welcoming picture. Like, what are you going to look like when we meet you? Now, in this new profile, it's going to be, you know, it's already been a rounded picture for a while, but you notice what they're doing is they're putting your headline a little bit different on the left-hand side here. So it shows up, it's easier to read, easier on mobile. And so now all of a sudden you really have that to the next level where people get a great snapshot of you. And so you want to make sure you're conscious of what it's saying up here and how you're looking, and you want to be clear, because what we're tracking is there is a 60% bounce rate. What that means is that when people come to your profile and they don't know it's you, they do not know it's you, like they know that you get the referral and somebody referred you, but you're not the tax person that they know. It just says accountant, but I'm looking for a tax law specialist, or whatever it is your key sort of value proposition. If you don't have that up here, people are going to bounce out, because people have a 6 to 8 second attention span. So think about that, you know. So when you look at your profile, are you exactly how your referral partners are referring you? So you could have the very best referral partners out there, but you know, you want to make sure that you're super clear. So make sure that you have that, plus your professional brand is just, you know, really, you know, in here I'm going to show that you can have PowerPoints and videos and all kinds of cool stuff. So a lot of these sections have gotten easier to add. Just know that when you add certifications, courses, and projects, it used to alert your entire network. Now it's just used for search engine optimization, so for your keywords and things like that. And we'll give you a cheat sheet that tells you about that. So next, some of the new scoring functions that I really love is, so this is when you know that you're sort of hitting the nail on the head, is that you have your profile and your professional brand. And so you can look at your profile and go, hey, am I attracting those manufacturing clients? Am I attracting those technology startups? Am I attracting decision makers, or am I getting tire kickers, or I'm just getting salespeople and recruiters? So if you look here, you can see that I have 652 people who viewed my profile, 83 post views, 341 search appearances. That's people that are searching. So this is how people look at your profile. So when you get this, you can actually go, oh, I have this many people looking at my profile, and this is who I have. I have 14 people from GE Healthcare, which is good. I just taught a class in GE Healthcare, and now I would like to teach more. I just taught one in Power, so there's more there. But am I attracting the right people? And I can look at this. Now, if you're on the free version, you can see the last 5 connections, and they keep changing this up, but right now it's about 5. If you're on the premium, you can see 90 days worth of looks into your profile. So I suggest, if you have the free version, to check every day. If you have the sort of premium version here, check once a week, like mark that as your Friday thing to do or your Monday thing to do. Have like a regular time that you actually do this. Now, what I also like is that, you know, in the search appearances, I can see, I have 12% are business strategists, 6% are founders. That's good for me. Marketing specialists might be good partners. Advertising specialists might be good partners. Oh, but I have some executive directors I'm attracting. So now I can start to say, okay, I've got this. How do I get more founders or CEOs in here? And I can maybe make some shifts to really make that happen. Now, if all of a sudden keywords matter, and this is how people are finding me, now they use to type in influencer marketing, which those of you that know me, look at my headline there, influencer marketing, social selling, which we're talking about today. That's my brand. That's what I want to be known for. Well, look at this. Influencer marketing are one of the keywords that produce the 341 people. And yes, I generated referrals and some leads this week. So now I'm happy. That's what you want too, right? I know you do. So so now let's dig in. And so one of the handouts that we're going to give you, and we'll get all this stuff to you at the end of today here. We'll make sure that you get the handout for the ROI calculator, which Laura and a bunch of people want. But this cheat sheet, let me just orient you to this. So when you get this, it not only tells you what each section is for, it tells you how many characters you have to work with. Now, you want to know a secret? Some of you struggle with this headline. You see the influencer marketing, social selling, and you want more. Well, I'm going to teach you how to get an extra 80 characters, and nobody else knows this but you guys. If you modify your profile, see, aren't you glad you showed up today? If you modify your profile on your mobile app, you not only get 120 characters for your headline, you get an extra 80 characters in your headline. Isn't that cool? Only if you do it on mobile. Look at that. Only you guys know this. So isn't that cool? Say thank you, Dean. I know you appreciate that. So you can go ahead and tell your friends now. The secret's out. Okay, so let's keep going. I got some other cool stuff for you, and then I'm going to show you how. I'm going to bring Linas on to show you how to score and get some free leads out of this too. So now, Power Move 1 is when you go to the networking event is what we call the home page scan. So all that simply means is to walk into the networking event and have a conversation. So if I want to talk to Jill, I basically like and comment, and I can actually be in her network. And for every like and comment, you get a couple of thousand, a minimum from somewhere from 2,000 to 8,000 views of who you are. So really, really, really cool. So in terms of shares, when you share something into your network and the other person gets notified, so you're actually building relationship. When you share, you're sharing it to the millions of people that you're connected to. So that's the difference. Likes and comments appear very, very much within that network between you and that person. Shares takes that person's content and pushes it into their network. And if you want to build relationship, share somebody's content, make some good comments, and then pick up the phone and they'll talk to you. It's like an instant conversion technique. Like if you want to get into a relationship, actually, I'll show you a cool trick here. I just want to be sensitive on time. And I'll stick around at the end here and show you a couple of other cool tricks because I'm writing down like, what can I show these people in the time that I have with them? So if I go to Jill and I actually want to develop a deeper relationship with Jill and her network and generate referrals, I can go to Jill's activity. And this is sort of new too, for those of you that don't know that you can get in here and you can look at all of her posts and all of her activity, and you can actually look at her network that's talking to all of her posts. How about that? So now it's like going to a networking event and knowing what private conversations other people are having, and you can insert yourself into this network. I have CMOs in here, and if these are my people and these are the people that I'm targeting, I want to be in this conversation. I'm only a couple clicks away. Is that cool? All right, so so this is where we want that conversation where we can get an 8,000 to 1. Now, the thing that is super cool, did you guys know that LinkedIn is now encouraging hashtags? So hashtags, you're like, hashtags, what's hashtags? Hashtags are ways for you to attach. So let's just say, I just did this, actually, I was surprised how many people had healthcare in here, but I think somebody said manufacturing. So if I do hashtag, this is brand new what I'm showing you. So if I type in hashtag manufacturing and I click the little search bar, I can literally go in here under content and see everybody that's talking about manufacturing. So hashtags are a way for you to connect to other networks and for other networks to connect to you. So you can do it as a company, you can do it as a person, but I encourage you to use hashtags to draw more people to to yourself. You know what I mean? So if you want to be a magnet in the manufacturing space, hashtag manufacturing or light manufacturing, or whatever area of manufacturing that you want to do. So really take it to that next level and start using these hashtags. And stay tuned on our Social Jack channel. We have a couple of new classes just on hashtags because you guys asked for it. So make sure you do that. All right, I'm taking you through some new power moves. This other new feature that I love on the content side. So not only can you find like things related to the hashtags, but you can find people. So you can find content and good content ideas because you'll be able to see how many people actually see that. You put the hashtag in your post, and then you also put it in your response. I'm glad you said that, Noel, because that's where I'm going next. So all of a sudden you find content. You want to be sort of the attractor in the conversation. So let's pretend I have hashtag business in here, build the future education. And Susan, let's pretend she's somebody that I want to connect to. She's tied into the business report and Dustin Pereira and some other people I want to connect to. So I'm like, okay, I want to be in this network. Well, every time I respond, I'm going to do hashtag business, hashtag build the future. I'm going to respond and put a couple hashtags in there. What does this do? People that are searching for people that are thought leaders in business, in manufacturing, in education. Yes, as I respond to her post, great article, I'll compliment her on her article. And then if I share this article into my network, I'll use hashtags again. And that's going to create like 1,000, almost 1,000,000 times more response in terms of your indexing for those keywords. So all of you that typed in those target markets, you should start using those words in your post as a hashtag like today. Okay, does everybody understand what I just said? And again, I'll stay on after a little bit. I want to make sure I get to the scoring of the leads and some of the other cool stuff. And I know everybody's always sensitive on time, but I'll stick around after if you want me to do some specific searches for you at the end. The other thing is, look at this. So Jackson and I shot a video on the roof, and we were talking about our interview with Ellie Moody yesterday from McDonald's. So in this, with video, it is so improved that we shot literally a 1-minute video. We went up to the rooftop, we shot a video, we just talked about this and what we were excited about. We had, within a couple of days, we had 23 likes, 4 comments, and 1,000 views, and we didn't pay a penny. So why did this work? Well, because we had a conversation with her audience. We had a conversation. Todd, I'll stick around if you can spend a few minutes. It'll be under the next 20 minutes or so. I'll stay on with you, and I'll get you through a couple extra searches. If you guys want to stick around at the end, we'll do some searches in my network, and I'll show you how we can pull some leads out of my network for you too. So in here, all I did is I had, I've been waiting for this week and this and that, but what LinkedIn is doing is they're actually pushing, like Facebook did, they're pushing video out farther than they are regular post. So all of a sudden LinkedIn is like, well, wait a minute. people are, people really want this video, so let's push the video out farther. So I didn't spend any money on this post, and we actually got about 20 signups just off of this video posted one time in LinkedIn, tagging Social Jack, tagging Ellie, and tagging McDonald's. Now, you'll notice the strategy is here, I tagged other people, I tagged other networks. So tagging and video is super important and should be part of what you're doing. Even if you don't shoot it, even if you're not in it, you just feature somebody in it, or you figure out a way to get video in. It really creates, literally this one created over 1 million impressions. So yes, it just super cool in this. And people are still asking about the hashtags. So you guys stick around. I'll do, after Linas is done here, I'll show you a special hashtag, some hashtag hacking, okay, some hashtag hacks. You guys always love when we do that too. All right, so these are some ways for you to attract people to you. And let's say, like, right before your very eyes, you have 5 architects or 5 manufacturers or 5 of your targets, yet you have some information on them. Maybe they're real estate, James wants real estate developers, Bill wants third-party administrators, Julie wants food and beverage. So they're right before your eyes and you can see them. How do you know which one is the best? How do you know which one you should talk to? What other info do you know, or do they even need your services? How many conversations does that take sometimes? So now you have to get into the, we're showing you how to get sort of to the door with this, but now all of a sudden you have to get into the conversation. Now, sometimes you can pick up clues from their social media, but that's subjective. Do you think people put the truth about their business on social media, the real truth? What do you think? Yes or no? Right. I only got one yes, and I know it's Shirley because she likes to be silly. So anyway, so as you do this, right? So where can we get sort of the truth about what's going on with somebody's business? So I'm going to bring our sponsor on to show a little bit about TiVo scoring, because when we generate your leads for you, they're going to be scored leads, but we want you to understand, well, what the heck does that mean? How do I know that this, lead A is better than lead B or lead C without having 3 conversations or taking them through an interview and hoping they're telling the truth? So I'm gonna introduce our sponsors here. So we have TiVo scoring system, which is a predictive scoring platform, sort of like a FICO score, but it uses several key areas within the business to determine the marketability. And then InfoVera has a more extensive reporting system. But I have Linas Jarasius, who I've known for about 8 years, a dear friend of mine, and also the CEO and founder of InfoVera and the creator of the TiVo scoring system, which is brilliant because I've been looking for something like this forever. Any of us that have been dealing with leads and things like that, he specializes in helping business owners grow and fund and even exit their business. I know I have my exit planners on, so we know how passionate you are with helping people. And he's helped people on multiple continents with their business and really generating revenue and M&A work. And probably one of the most important things is that he loves golfing, skeet shooting, axe throwing, and listening to live music. And he's in Austin, Texas, which, if you've ever been there, is like the central for all great live music. So, Linas, are you there?
Yes, I am, Dean.
Hey, how you doing, my man? Good to have you on.
Good. I've only thrown axes just the once, right?
I know, but I just had to throw it on there because I thought it was so cool. Now you have me going. So I was like, okay, people, if nothing else, are going to Google axe throwing. So it's this new thing that you can do with your friends in different cities. I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, urban axes.
Urban axes. There you go. Well, good. So I'm going to give you control. I want you to share with what you shared with me about how you're scoring leads, because now I'm like addicted to having things scored for me. I'm an efficiency, sort of fanatic, if you can't tell. And so I'm going to pass the screen to you. Lauren says they have them in Philly too. People love
it. Right. Well, I enjoyed it. Well, thank you, Dean. I've only got a couple of minutes, and so I'm very conscious of doing things very quickly with everybody. I'm the founder of InfoVera, and we're an agency. We are a market value reporting agency. So our customers are business owners. They're the people who we target, and our aspiration is to be the Zillow of privately held companies. And what I mean by that is that prior to Zillow, how did you know what your house was worth? Well, you had to call someone. And today, if you're an owner of one of the many millions of businesses in this country, how do you know what your company's worth? And the answer is you have to call someone. We're actually able to gather publicly available information and provide it to a business owner in a portal format. And the primary function that we use is a tool called TiVo, which is, as you've said before, it's a scoring and decisioning platform, and it's similar in concept to FICO. So very quickly, let me just, whoops, I'm hoping you can see my screen here. So FICO, it's universal. People know what it is. It's embedded into our minds. What TiVo does is the total enterprise value opportunity, and it measures risk, and it's got what we would call going concern risk. So it's not just financial risk, but it's a range of risk that's actually resident in a company. So in the same way that if you increase your FICO score, it helps you to borrow more money and potentially have to provide less documentation and get lower interest rates. To a person, that may have an impact of $5,000 or $10,000 or $15,000. Well, frankly, if you can increase your TiVo score and look at the values, the multiples that you might get of the value of your company, and have it benchmarked, then frankly the impact to you could be $500,000. And we have many business owners that we've worked with and through the advisor network that we've got, where a $10 or $15 or $20 million shift in valuation is not a small thing to do, and it's just by moving the score. So very quickly, it's a predictive analytical engine. We have an algorithm we have a patent pending on it, and it looks at 5 things: financials, base business, systems and processes, management team, and growth and opportunity. And in a very simple form, this is what it looks like. This is a landscaping company. You can see that their score is 667. But what also it tells you is that within those 5 areas, you can see that there are 2 yellows and 1 red. The range of multiple that they would get here is between 3.75 and 7 times an EBITDA, and they're sitting at 4.5. Hey, what's really simple to a business owner is, if you've got $1 million of EBITDA times 4.5, that's 4.5 million. But you could be worth 7 times. That's 7 million. That's $2.5 million for 0 in sales. And that's what the TiVo score is actually able to do. So,
Linas, I'm sorry, just to clarify real quick, because this is what fascinated me and maybe others too. If you can go back to that last slide, but the one thing that really fascinated me is that now I can see that if financial analysis are right at the baseline, or their management team is poor, and I provide things to help build a management team as a service, I'm like, well, there's their weak side. I can go in and help them become more valuable, and I know what service to offer, right?
Right, and this is just the 5 categories. There's actually what we call attributes, and there are about 70 attributes that make up those 5 areas, and they vary from industry to industry. And here's the really cool thing. I don't know of anybody in this country that can tell you what you could, from a business owner standpoint, that could tell you what you could be worth. There's a bunch of people who are going to tell you what they think you're worth, based on multiples. There's very few, if any, that I know of that tell you what you could be worth. And frankly, the sandbox that I'm hoping that you as an advisor would like to play with is, how can I help you increase the value of your business? You don't have to be selling. Frankly, you don't need to know don't have to be selling your house to know the value of it, but you frankly should know what the components are, and that's exactly what the TiVo score does. So this is very high level. There's multiple layers to all of this, but I'm just wanting to show you very quickly the type of impact from a business owner standpoint, and exactly as you've said here, Dean, from whatever service you're providing, whether it's succession planning, whether it's a strategy, whether it's marketing, whether it's a consulting of some sort, we're helping you to be better positioned with your customers. So the scoring system allows you to be able to prospect for clients. lead generation, retention, differentiation, all of those sorts of things are the way that it works. Let me as well show you, when we're talking about scoring, the kind of database that we're actually able to give you, that is to say that the trusted advisor, the access to. So I'm not going to take you through all of the pages. This is the portal that we provide to all of our, what we call our channel partners and affiliates. You can group them all up. Here what I've done is you can look by TiVo score, by company size, by city, by state. In fact, I've just got California selected here. There's 45,000 in California alone. We have 95,000 businesses on the database. If you're wanting to know on our database, as a for instance, show me all of the companies of that 45,000. What did you say, Dean? You had a bunch of people that were looking at $5+ million worth. Is that right?
5 to 10 million. We had a lot of people looking for 5 to 10 million.
We have 20,000 companies that are on there that are scored. We know their industry code, their NAICS code. We can tell you what the score is, and we give the capability for you to be able to connect to that business owner to be able to say, yep, we can help you with it. So it's not just company sizes, but if you're wanting to look at sectors, you mentioned manufacturing, didn't you?
Yep, absolutely.
Well, in California alone, there's 1,000 companies with more than $5 million worth of revenue that are just in manufacturing. So nice. I really just wanted to show you the database, and if we're providing you the free leads that we have, it is for us, it's about giving you access to talk with companies like this, and you have something that's very different to go with, which is not, hey, I'm wanting to sell insurance or accounting services or those types of things. Now you're able to say, hey, we know that you have a TiVo score that's actually been issued to you, and we can help you with it. The free scores that we'll provide, the 5, are as a part of what we're doing here. But of course, from our perspective, if you are interested in becoming a part of our channel program, we've got a range of subscription types of models and things that you're able to do. So there's a lot for us to talk about, but we've had a few minutes only, and I just wanted to say thank you for all of that, and here we are, we're done.
That's great, man. Way to keep it crisp for sure. And a lot of people are saying they're interested. So what I'm going to put up here is, if you guys want immediate sort of access to really play around and get into the system, they're going to be sending it out a little more first come, first serve. I'm gonna launch a poll here, and then if you'd like access to the system and someone to sort of guide you through that, just if you'd like that immediately, let us know. And then, they'll show you what sort of the true meaning of the leads are. But I was fascinated because, again, I hate wasting my time. All of us are on billable time. And so I want to make sure, you understand the value of your time. I understand. I know what my billable rate is. If I've spent 3 meetings with you, I've probably burned $1,000. So I'm like, okay, holy smokes, if I've got a way to score these and really know, I really, this is just, it's just amazing. So it looks like a lot of you are interested in this. So we're going to announce our winners, and then for engagement, and then I'm going to actually stick around for a few more minutes. And if you have questions for Linas, type those in as well. So we'll get some of those answered. But I know I have some questions on the hashtag thing. I'm going to also get you to your handouts. So to get to your handouts quickly here, there is a section in the GoToWebinar taskbar that some of you might have figured out that is handouts. And so the profile intake form and the ROI calculator, you just click on those 2 items and you can instantly download those now, or we're going to send you a link to those in the follow-up. Let's see, there we go. So we'll get to a couple of these questions. There's a bunch coming in now. So good. So real quick, just because we know the winners, want to know who the winners are. So Jackson, do we have 2 winners for our, I always call it coffee is for engagers. So let's get that up on the screen here, just because I know, there we go. So I want to be the presenter.
Hi.
All right, so who's our 2 winners for Starbucks gift cards?
For today, our winners are Lauren Westerman.
Lauren.
And James Hruzek.
All right. Well, congratulations. And remember, coffee is for engagers and engagers get closes. So, it sort of works that way. So congratulations on that. So we will, and then let's take a couple of these questions. I want to make sure we satisfy everybody's questions. So real quick, before I know some of you have to jump off, make sure you work on those profiles. Make sure that you really work on engaging with your audience and really taking things to that next level. Take these handouts, use them. That's why we make them. We use these in our classes. We have big Fortune 500 companies that pay us a lot of money for these classes. Make sure you take today and use it and just get in there at least maybe even 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, and then make sure you get your leads, follow up. When InfoVera calls you with the follow-up call, pick up the phone. I'm telling you, this stuff rocks. Yeah, there's some more Social Jack classes coming up. You just have to go to socialjack.com and look at the website. Let's see, I'm sifting through all these. Let's see, I have a ton of, Linas, are you still on?
I am indeed.
Yeah, question just for someone to have. I know there's different pricing structures to become a partner. What is the cost for access to the partner platform? I know they'll have some complimentary access initially, but what is it for the, maybe just give us an idea of the starting price or
the base is as what we'd call an authorized reseller. It's $59 a month. That's access to the database, being able to do co-marketing and advertising on it, being able to, there's a lead generation, there's a whole range of things that we can actually do for that $59 a month, as well as, of course, part of building an ecosystem around those trusted around those business owner end user clients. So it's not expensive.
Wait, so for $59 a month, I could actually see what companies I'm going after and get them scored?
Yeah, in fact, for $59 a month, you can see the entire database.
Okay.
And what for $59 a month, what actually happens is that any business owner who logs in, that is within 20 miles at the lowest level of your zip code, you as a trusted advisor will actually show up on the network capability. In other words, that end user has the option to be able to link you to them within 20 miles. But you as the advisor can see anybody on our database, and if you want to go link to them, if you live in Chicago but you've got clients in San Diego, yeehaw, you can be a part of their network.
Well, that's what I liked because, we do a lot of work we're in Chicago, but we do a lot of work in California and Texas. And I was able to look, while I'm going there, I can actually go and now I can look at other clients I want to talk to and know if I'm all the way in California, what are the top 3 clients I'm going to really put my effort into? And then I can use LinkedIn to see how I can get referrals into that client. And then I can use your system to actually have visibility to know what services to offer, at that next level. So yeah, super cool, man. Thank you so much for all the knowledge and wisdom on this. And there's a lot of energy and excitement around this. So we're excited too. All right, so I'm going to show a couple of things on here for Todd and some of the others as promised. You guys have your downloads. We have our winners announced. I just want to make sure housekeeping wise I'm not leaving anything off the table here. So we'll make sure that Linas and the team get back to you guys. Give them a few days. There's a lot of people on this webcast. And we want to make sure everybody gets what they need and gets access to leads. And we know that there's certain markets that are going to be opening soon, so you guys could be part of that sort of founders program in those markets, and they'll get all that info to you. So super quick, let me just jump to LinkedIn and just show you guys. So the biggest question is on the hashtags is how do we use these hashtags? So if you'll notice here that like on hashtag manufacturing, okay, so hashtag manufacturing. So you'll notice there's tech, technician, job. There's all kinds of things that are related to not just manufacturing, but this person is attaching this now hiring assemblers in Orange County for express employment, did all these hashtags. Well, people are searching in LinkedIn under Orange County, find a job, get, you know, all these things, these keyword terms. Well, this job listing and this phone number will pop up. For a simple post, if you want to be connected, hold on a second, I just want to make sure, sorry, got the wrong screen up there. Let's put this one up. There you go. Sorry about that, Paul. How's that? Yay, okay, good. So now we have, so in here, let's just pick a good example. We'll find somebody here. Okay, so Renee in here has manufacturing obviously hashtagged in their post, and a lot of times you either use it in the sentence or use it down below. But what I was telling for you is that, you know, when you type in hashtag manufacturing and you put that in your post, you're not just attaching to all these people with manufacturing, but you're attracting a network for anybody that is searching manufacturing. So, and actually, what's even funny about this is, let's see, let's try another one. You guys wanted, I think somebody wanted architects, right? I was curious about that. That was one that I hadn't searched for. So if I do hashtag architects, just want to see what I got in here. And you know what's nice is you can actually get ideas of what other people are posting, and then you can get ideas for other keywords. So if all of a sudden you see that this person has 14 likes and you see that they you know, posted this and they're posting this example, that might give you an idea. Yeah, I know. Oh, thank you. I just got pointed out that I misspelled architects. Appreciate that. There you go. Look it, but we even had a misspelling on there. Let's see what we have. All right, did I do it right that time? Thanks. So now we see that we have a restaurant, and you know, some of you said that you did food and beverage and service and things like that. So now you can go on here and you can see some other hospitality. Oh, I didn't think about that. So you can actually go in here and figure out other keywords. Well, there's a whole network around hospitality. So if I click on hospitality, I can look at all the content and who the people are and who's putting things up here. And this is a great way to find partners, good content, and other networks for you to tap into. So it's like if you're at a big event and all of a sudden you want to go and go down the hall and visit all the architects that are in hospitality. You can like walk down the hall and go into that breakout room. Well, this is like sort of that breakout room. It's like going into a group, but it's really diving right into where the conversations are because you're searching content that's being posted. Does that make sense? I know I went fast before, but I want to make sure I'm leaving you with the ability to understand how this works. Does that help everybody? Good. So, and somebody asked, do you put the hashtag in the response? Absolutely. You will be attracting people even if you respond to somebody else's post. So if somebody else has a killer post with 1,000 views and you just want to get picked up, just when you respond to them, hey, this is a great post, hashtag architects, hashtag hospitality. Now all of a sudden you're attached to that whole network. How about that, Noel? You haven't seen that one before. You know, that's sort of a new thing. But anyway, I just thought this was super cool and I wanted to make sure. So remember, fix your profiles, social selling, be social. It's about conversations and engagement, just like our coffee winners today. And then get your handouts. They're still up here. And then we'll send you a link to the handouts, and make sure pick up that call from InfoVera because they have such a cool system. I can't even get excited enough about it. So I'll tell you guys, it's like, you know, as you're looking for clients, as you're looking for scored leads, as you're looking for tools to better serve your clients, there's different levels in there. There's even education. They even have cool classes in education to train you. And then there's marketing co-op. I could go on and on, but they'll explain all that stuff to you. But great people to have as partners up here. So congratulations to our 2 winners. And just want to thank everybody. And don't forget, connect with us online. We love to connect. And I really enjoyed having all of you on today. And stay tuned for the follow-up recording so you can share this with your team and your colleagues. And stay tuned for other posts on upcoming webcasts. And we look forward to seeing everybody online doing amazing stuff. So thanks, everybody, and have an amazing day. And we'll see you next time. Take care.